Hi grade 5, how are you today? This is teacher Liz from Chalor School and welcome to my English class. Our topic for today is about transition words used in sequencing events. What are they? Transition words. We have first, next, then, after that, finally, or lastly. So basically, we use these transition words to sequence events like in a story or to show the steps in making something. For example, how to bake brownies. What are the steps in baking brownies? To show the sequence of those steps, we need to use these transition words. For example, this one, how to make a cup of coffee. So what are the steps in making a cup of coffee? First, that's a transition word. First, boil some water. Please read with me. Next, put the hot water in a cup. Then, put the tea bag in the cup. After that, add some sugar and milk. The final step is, finally, serve and enjoy. So these are the steps in making a cup of coffee. In here, we use the transition words first, next, then, after that, and finally. So that is an example on how to use transition words. Another example, how to make pizza. So what are the steps in making pizza? Please read with me. First, mix flour and water. Let us read. Next, make the base of the pizza. Like this. Look at the picture. So after making the base, what is the next step? This one. Everybody, let us read. Then, cut ham and bell peppers into slices. What is the next step? Let us read. After that, put the ham, bell pepper, and pizza sauce on the base. Like this. And lastly, this is the last step. Finally, put the pizza in the oven and bake it for 20 minutes. So these are the steps in making a pizza, simple pizza. In here, we use the transition words first, next, then, after that, finally. We use them to show the steps in making pizza. Now let's have a practice activity. Shopping for food. Now, what are the steps that you're going to do when you go shopping for food? Instruction. Everybody, let us read. Identify the correct transition word to show the correct order of events. Using transition words. So what are they? First, next, then, after that, finally. So these are the steps that you do when you go shopping for food. So everybody, please read with me. The first one is place the food in your cart. Number 2, pay for the items at the register. Next, walk into a store. Number 4, walk out of a store. And lastly, place the items in your bag. So these steps are not in the correct order. They are jumbled. Okay, so you have to make use of these transition words to show the correct order of events. So what is the first step that you do when you go shopping for food? So what is the first step? What number is it? Number 3. Okay, so the first step is to walk into a store. Everybody, let us read. First, walk into a store. Like you go inside 7-Eleven, go inside Tesco. Now, what is the next step? Number 2. What number is it? Number 1, this one. Next, place the food in your cart. This is the next step. After walking into a store, the next thing that you have to do is place the food in your cart. So after that, what are you going to do? We have then number 2. Then, pay for the items at the register. After putting the food in your cart, then you have to go at the register or at the counter and pay for the items. So what is the next step after that? After that, place the items in your bag. After paying, you have then to place the items in your bag. And lastly, finally, walk out of a store. So these are the steps that you have to do when you go shopping for food. And these are the different transition words that you need to use to show the sequence of events or steps. It's review time. Our topic is about transition words. What are they? We have first, next, then, after that, finally. So these are different examples of transition words. So that's all, everybody. That's all for our lesson for today. See you again next week. Goodbye.